9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Quick, fast! Ready? Give cool down ba? आड़ी स्ट्रेचिंग करा बट दिटा क्लिक नहीं जा नल स्ट्रेचिंग रो बट
Ready?
We just got over with our workout. So today morning was a nice strength and conditioning workout. Related balls, sprinting, and stuff like that. Every evening I go and train in Utkal Karate School with Hari sir, with lot of weights, lot of weight training, and with lot of Olympic lifters over there. But other than that, I substitute with strength and conditioning outside, outdoor training, and sometimes boxing, sometimes wrestling. I'm specifically here for weightlifting. But as you know, I'm an MMA fighter. I have to train everything. So I'm just trying to figure out ways and figure out timings to match my skill sets. And I'm very glad, like two of my friends, Shailesh and Krishna Sis are here. So they're helping me in workout as well. So yeah, so
It's a pleasure, right? It's an honor from right.
and he has already represented Odisha in Jiu-Jitsu Nationals, and Krishna is probably coming up very soon. He'll be in Nationals as well. So yeah, we just whenever I'm in Bhubaneswar, I'm training with these guys, and I'm looking forward to train with them more and trying to find ways how we can train more, because most of the time I stay in Bangalore, and whenever I'm here for a couple of weeks, I catch up with them. And I catch up with Hari sir, and I do a lot of strength and conditioning over here. And these guys are good in jiu-jitsu, so I don't have any problem related to jiu-jitsu in Bhubaneswar. And
If at all, I have to mention something, give a bite along from my brother. I remember first meeting him in Jiu-Jitsu Nationals. We met in
Haryana.
Rohtak, Haryana. We met at Bhubaneswar station. We traveled together and everything. And the best part was, before that, I was an amateur back then. That was my first national. But when I saw him, damn, he was a maniac inside there, beating everyone. Like about 30 people out there who's of your weight category.
More than me.
More than you.
Yeah.
So you fought it?
I was not even I was not even cutting weight. I was fighting naturally at 77, and people are cutting weight from 85 and fighting in 77. Like quite big guys, and Haryana wrestlers, you know, a lot of ego, a lot of pride. It doesn't matter when you have skill sets. You beat everyone up. Yeah.
I probably thought that was an amateur tournament. Seeing your match.
Yeah. We have come a long way, by the way. A long way. So, yeah. Looking forward to matches in MFN and making a mark in MMA in the world. He's a national level lifter. He's a state level champion, national level lifter. His lifting is way ahead. I cannot match to his speed. So here we are lifting in Uttal Karate School, and this is one of the best facility in the country, I can say. But I can also say like it is one of the best facilities in the world, because a lot of people from foreign countries and a lot of people from different federations have been here training with Hari sir, and different coaches have been here, world class athletes have been here. So we went through a rigorous training today through a lot of squats, a lot of snatch, a lot of clean and jerk, but I'm no genius in it, and sir is a complete genius in it. So sir can explain properly about what is the benefits of lifting and what are the benefits of different kind of lifting, like Olympic lifting, power lifting, and I would like to ask sir about it.
See, actually, fitness is one of the criteria, and your particular sports skill, that is another 50% of the criteria. So, if you are in combat sports particularly, so your fitness attributes like strength, explosive strength, strength endurance, your cardiovascular endurance, your muscular endurance, your agility, your reflex, your timing sense of timing, all these things which are part of different attributes of fitness comes into almost, it covers 50% or little more than that when it comes to combat. The rest 50% comes to your skills like your footwork, your judging the attack, timing, and properly implementing the technique at the right time. So when you train for fitness, there are two types of fitness. One is general fitness training, another is specific fitness training. General fitness training covers your normal base strength, your bone density, your lean mass, proportionately lean mass should be more than the fat mass, and your height and weight ratio, BMR, and your total anabolic ability to produce more testosterone, which is naturally produce more testosterone, which comes important as an important factor for the combat. And when you come to, and for that you can go for squat for the lower part of the body, you can go for bench press for the pushing muscles, and you can go for the bent over row for the pulling muscles like bicep and back. You can go for overhead presses for the shoulder and tricep, and you can also go for deadlift for the overall body strength. These 5 exercises, the most important exercises for general fitness training, which develops your lean mass, it develops your bone density, it develops your joint strength, it develops your all connecting tissues, it strengthens your tendons, and it makes your joint more proprioceptive. So it is a general strength training. So like today we did, like some of the girls and I was doing, it was purely meant for the normal general fitness training. But when you come to different sports like field sports, track athletes, or racket sports or combat sports, you need another approach for training as close occupationally, as close as possible to your field of work. So for you, like you are in combat sports, and yours is a sports which requires everything. All the fitness criteria in the peak and all the combat skills at the peak, so that you can become a good or better combat fighter. So for that you need strength, you need stamina, you need your cardiovascular proficiency, you need your muscular endurance, you need your body must be hard enough to withstand the blows, like particularly core and your neck to withstand the blows, and for different chokes, to withstand different chokes and escape from it. And for that, the most important thing is your explosive strength. For explosive strength, barring plyometric exercises, snatches, that Olympic lift snatches and clean and jerks are the best. Because when you go for snatch, you use all your body muscles in a quick contractile fashion, which develops your explosiveness, and clean and jerk and high pull. So these things develops combat skills. It enhances your combat skills. Like if you step forward and hit continuously, so your core and leg muscles comes into the play. The power punch doesn't depend upon your arm muscles. It rather depends more upon your legs, hip and core. So the momentum you generate from the ground, and it adjusts with the fist. And even for kicks, whether it is round kick or front kick, any kick, low kicks. So you need your core and other leg strength
To work together
in a synergistic manner. So today's training you did with one of the weightlifter, is a national gold medalist in junior category, Lalit. And you did weight training for snatch and clean, and you also did some set of squats maybe, and presses, seated presses. So these things are most important and fundamental things. See, Srikanth, one thing I must tell you, never go for any fancy exercise. Because fancy exercise, people does lot of things like cable tricep, so all these things, it does nothing to the reality. There are few exercises, you need to periodize those exercises so that every single day you gain something. Like whether in terms of speed, in terms of agility, in terms of your explosiveness, you gain, add little, and periodization goes like this in a zigzag manner. So you can just never put on weight and grow.
Keep going.
No, the concept of progressive overload is a fad. That you might have heard about this Milo story. That Milo, one wrestler was there and he was
Carrying a
a small calf, and when the calf grew into bull, he was able to carry it because it slowly grew up and his strength grew up along with it. It's a fad. So can you think that if that calf will go to up to elephant, he would have lifted the elephant, a Timmy, well, so it is not possible. In the proportion, in the ratio, the calf will grow. Strength doesn't, and there is a plateau always. That is called sticking point. After some times, your body's natural defense mechanism will stop you grow.
Okay.
And that time you need to confuse your body. You need to make your body realize that you are not lifting your 100%. Again come back to a 70%, 80%, 90%, again reach the 100%, so that body will not know that. And that small overshoot every period will give you a ultimate margin in your fitness
Maybe
function.
that is the reason why we do 50% of our personal best, 50, 60, 70. And once you hit the plateau, how much time it takes for what we should do to come back and grow up again?
No, once you are in a plateau,
Yep.
again, once you reach a sticking point in a particular fitness component, you should give your body at least 7 days rest, complete rest. You can not that keep bed rest or chair rest, active rest. Active rest, you can go for different sports like recreation. So the body will remain active, but you don't try that. Body has to forget what it has done
It has been doing from a very
for a long time, or one month or 6 weeks. Then again you have to come back. Like 100% you have reached, we are talking about strength. You have reached 100%, your 100%, you reached your squat was 100%, one repetition maximum, and you did in your last cycle 105 kilo. That means you have crossed your 100%, you have gained 5 kilo. Then if you start doing with 105 kilo, you won't grow. Again you have to, your body will give up.
Okay.
So you have to come back again to 70% after 1 week rest, 70%.
Yes.
Then 70% of what? Not 100 kg. That is 105 kg, because that attend 100%, new 100%. So again grow up, then next time maybe you will be able to do 110 kilo in the end of the next cycle. So in that way you have to develop strength and also explosive strength and your speed. Only because see, when you move the weight with speed compared to the time consumed, it is known as speed strength.
Okay.
But simple speed is only carrying your body as fast as possible, like 40 yards dash or 60-yard dash or verticals, standing broad jump. These are called only speed and explosiveness. But when if I take you down and you gave me some resistance and your body weight is also coming upon me, and you are resisting and I am beating your resistance as fast as possible, so that before you could reconcile yourself, I will throw you.
Yeah.
So that is called speed strength. So that is a little bit different from this normal carrying out your body with footwork or movement and shadows like this. So the most complex thing what I have observed in all my last 40-45 years of involvement in different sports and different training, the most difficult thing is to train and make a good fighter, because it requires everything. And you don't have that time and that energy level to attend to everything. Strength, stamina, endurance, fat percentage, recovery from training, injuries, and the combat skills.
Lot of things.
Lot of things. Sparring, grappling, and then kicking ability, increasing your hitting power, increasing your punching power, increasing your docking and slipping capability, and everything. And again from stand-up game to going takedown, clinch, takedown, going to the ground, again the ground and pound, or again clinch in the ground, sweep. So it's a whole lot complex thing. That is the reason why fighting, I call always fighting requires best of everything. And fighters are really, they are great people, not because they are fighting. Because they are so disciplined, they have to develop so many things. You see, if you are a 100-meter sprinter, you need 2-3 components for your achievement. But for these hundreds, if you don't mind, I tell you, I don't want to condemn any sports. But see, when you play cricket, maybe a ball is coming at the 120 kilometer per hour, but it is coming from 22 meter or yards, I don't know, and it's not coming to a face. It's coming to the wickets.
Even if you leave, no problem.
No problem. And the bowler cannot dodge you. It has to be done once. But see, from this range, you have 4 things, and the 4 things aimed at my face with different permutation and combination, and from different angle, and with dodge, fakes,
And speed also.
and speed. And combat sports requires another very big thing. See, if I am in badminton, we will have a badminton match. If I lose, I'll feel little bit sorry or ashamed.
Combat sports is personal.
No, not that. In combat, I'll lose. I'll feel sorry, ashamed. As well as I'll get hot and I'll lose my ego.
It's a big thing for a fighter. We cannot.
And that is the reason, particularly this MMA is the best thing to reduce anybody's ego. Because in general martial art, people develop their ego. I am 6 dan, I am 7 dan, I am black belt, but they never fought properly in the street. And even if they are fighting, they are not fighting with the properly trained people. Fighting with untrained people and fighting with trained people is a hell of a difference. And if you be in MMA, you could realize that what is ego? There is nothing like ego. Today somehow you have won, tomorrow you may got a blow from nowhere, from out of blues and get knocked out. So that is the reason I saw that mostly MMA fighters are more intelligent and they are more down to earth than all of the martial arts.
You know, anything can happen at any time.
Anything.
So we had a very strong session of lifting today, and sir was also lifting today, and he really lifts heavy weights. Like I am pretty sure he used to touch 200 kgs of squats in his peak. Probably, sir.
I did 250 kilo squat when I was big.
Yeah.
Now I can hardly go for 180.
180 kgs of squat is a lot.
I am becoming old and also a lot of injuries.
Sir, you still lift heavy than me. I lift 140, 150 max, and you're lifting 180. So that's a lot of weight difference. And with time, I'm here to train with sir, and sir is a hell of a genius, and he has been developing this whole schedule of training and when to do what and how to eat, the nutrition, and a lot of stuff. So I'm here with sir for a couple of weeks, and I want to soak in as much knowledge as possible, and then I also want to share the knowledge with everyone out here, and we'll be continuously training and we'll be continuously putting up videos. Yeah. For today, thank you.
And if at all, for guys who are in MFN, just be aware of it.